Hey, Envy. What you doing, bud? Oh, are you watching the Knights? Yep. Are they winning? Oh, must be early on in the game. My hat fell off. I done lost my hat. Crafty! I done lost my hat. Uh-oh. You still have plenty of time to make it up. Plenty of time. Here comes the raid! Here comes the raid! Here comes the raid! Okay. I've lost my tiny microphone. Attention, all in the room. You have boarded the last of the train, the teeny tiny caboose. I mean, okay, it's me. It's not a teeny tiny caboose. It's a caboose. Okay. Hey, everybody. Yeehaw. So the winner of the night, 3 winners of the night, music wise. Okay. First of all, Kenny Rogers. I was a double with the gambler. Yeehaw. Okay. So tribute to the hat. And how about this guy right here? And the last, I don't have a crab, so under the sea, everything's brighter downwards like the under the sea. Okay, so much fun tonight. There was so much emotion on the train. I loved it. Big winner of the night. I think I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did It's All Art, y'all? Did you sell out on your first show? You might have sold out. No, did you sell out on your second show? So close though. You were really close, I think. Okay, so first time in exhibition history. 8 of 10. Come on. That is very good. Congratulations to you. Also, congratulations to our very first ever. This horn is like something else, right, guys? Congratulations always and forever. Will be the first person to sell out 100% on an exhibition to Resin Mascara Mary. Yay! I'm so excited. Congratulations, everybody. Let me get a giveaway going. Yes, you're gonna be you'll always be the first because nobody else can take that title from you, girl. Oh, it's already going. And there's only a minute left. What the heck? Y'all getting the giveaway. It is going to be I think this is the last one of these. It's the Fender. It's 3 electric guitar Fender. Okay, guys, I don't know about you, but I had a heck of a time. I had so much fun on this one. I love the mood of everybody's room. I actually do love that there was some emotion in there. Gina, thank you so much for sharing your story with us just now. Absolutely loved it. Caden, good. You know what? Kudos to you for being who you are all the time and being proud. I absolutely love that. Um, I want to say also, Holly, if you are there, I'm not sure if you're there. Um, Thank you so much for being there, even though you could have bailed and you had such bad news before the show. You are amazing that you stuck it out. You were bored. It's hard not to participate when you've participated in all of them before, right? Um, I want to say again, thank you very much to, first of all, to Uniquely Me Resin for creating the community. I want to say thank you to Lee and Phoenix for modding in all of the shows tonight. I want to say thank you also to Simplify who modded in my shows tonight as well. So thank you guys very much. So let's talk about it. Let's break this down. Um, First of all, we had so many new people who participated. All in all, it was a pretty close. It's all art, y'all. That's going to you. See, it's a winter night for you. It's a winter night. So we had a lot of new participants who have been here for the first time. Let's see, we had Bent, Holly, Brian, King, Custom, and Resin Mary. I mean, that's more than half of the group, guys. That's phenomenal. I want to say, look, those little glitches, they happen to all of us. They happen to all of us in the middle of our shows. I mean, you saw just as many weird things happen in shows where people have been doing this a really long time than we did in any of the new people show. So that is your first one. You got it behind you. You know what to expect. You know how to run your all the buttons now. So what did you think? Let me hear some feedback from somebody who's brand new. This is a feedback session. We asked for feedback during this one. You have to talk to me. You cannot leave me sitting here, or I will go. And I will always love you. You had fun? Okay, Brian. Awesome. More of you need a variety, needed more of a variety of styles. You think you needed a more of a variety of styles. Got you. I mean, you had trays, you had boxes, you had I ran downstairs to get a drink while you were run downstairs to get my second drink. So I missed one of yours, I think. You had a wall hanging. I don't know. I think you had a variety. Loved every second. Resin Mary, I think I tried to tell you 3 times in the chat. You looked absolutely stunning tonight. Stunning. You looked beautiful. Need to watch volumes in the BG music. Yeah. So if you're really loud or really low, we either heard your song really, really loudly or we didn't hear your song at all. I was thinking of the Bee Gees. I was like, "Staying alive." I know that was a really bad note I hit, but I knew it was going to be bad. I think everyone did well, and their singing was amazing. I need to get you on American Idol to be the next winner. Right, right. So it's listen. If you don't put yourself out there, when I first came on the app, there was no way I would have ever sang on this app because I'm terrified of singing. Terrified of singing. No, Resin, it wasn't. It wasn't. I'm gonna have to stop saying Resin and just call you Mary. Mary, it was great. So yeah, listen back to your shows. First of all, that's my big first advice to anybody. If this was your first raid train tonight, you can go to your shows, like you're gonna schedule a show. And there was some that were too quiet. I agree. Couldn't hear some of them. So I want you guys to go back to your and that's probably a good thing though because there are some copyright infringement things going on whatnot right now too. So maybe your music being low might not get you flagged. So I want you to go back into your show sometime during the course of the next 24 hours. Do it right away. Don't put it off, okay? Because you'll forget. Go like you're going to schedule a show at the top And then all of your shows will be there. And you may not notice this, but next to the current shows, there's a past shows button. I want you to click on that past show button, click on this show, and then there will be a video receipt for you to watch directly after your show it's available. So go back in and watch yourself and see, what can I do differently? Where's, yeah, video on demand. What can I do differently? What looked good? How was my lighting? How did I sound? How did my background music sound? How did my pieces look? So that's the best advice is I that I can give you is watch yourself from the viewpoint of being a buyer in your own show. I don't do it because I hate the sound of my own voice. I'm just kidding. I do listen to myself because I am one that watches the video receipts when I send them off, because I do wild and crazy things sometimes, like say, okay, how do you want this customized? And then I want to go back in and see what I did for my customizations. So do listen to yourself, do follow back up with yourself and say, what can I do differently? What can I do better? What was good? What can I continue to do? And what can I grow on? So that was awesome. All right, let's talk about our sellers tonight. First of all, Jennifer, hey, and I want to apologize too. It was tough filling that first hour when I wasn't prepared to fill that first hour. I got news about 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock, that we had an hour of time that needed to be filled. So I was glad you got the lace. Oh, I was so surprised. I usually don't enter unless I bought something. I usually don't enter the giveaways, but I had to have a chance at that one. So thank you for that. I'm surprised I won. And I don't enter them very often because I do win quite a bit. So and I always feel guilty if I haven't bought anything. Um let's see. I have to rewatch when I don't list anything. Yeah, everything individually. Absolutely. There's a plug for doing quality listings, right? So that was it was a little bit of a challenge to fill that hour. I wasn't quite prepared for it, and I should have been prepared for it because stuff happens, right? So then we went into Jennifer New 54423. I mean, how stunning was that Tinkerbell? I loved it. That was my favorite piece of hers. There were several of those that were just amazing. So thanks to Jennifer for leading out the train. I think this one would have been a hard one to lead on. I'm really glad, actually, custom, that you were switched later so you could see some of the other shows before, because this one was definitely a lot more pushing of buttons or having another element in adding a song to your piece and storytelling. So I'm really glad that yeah, it was very technical. So I'm really glad that Jennifer took that on, and I could feel that she felt that oh wow, this is a lot more than I had initially planned into it. So um, kudos for her for going first because that is always tough. And then we read it into Crafty. Some of those pieces were some of the best I have seen out of you. They were inventive, they were beautiful, and I can definitely 100% see where you could have a good custom business going for pieces like that. People love to have their first song be memorialized like that or immortalized like that. I think that is, when we talked about you doing the pregnancy piece where you were preserving the things for the young lady, I think this is a niche that's very good for you because you have a big heart and you have a big soul, and I really love that this could be something that you connect with your buyers for. And you know what? When those bigger pieces sell, it's more bang for your buck than selling 30 little pieces. To sell one big piece like that, it's awesome. And I thought that your pieces were so so good tonight. Am I right, guys? Were they not good? And even the ones you did like in a rush, like you were pointing stuff out, I don't think you had to do that because it was good. They were all good. Even your second show, those pieces were amazing. So here's the thing though. You were right on the Britney piece when you're like, okay, I'm going to discount this one because it poured kind of funny. Here's the plus and the minus. I told her a while back to go in and look at her lighting and to get better lighting. What happens when you get better lighting is unfortunately those little nicks in the resin do definitely show. But it also challenges us to work on our pieces to maybe find ways to work around those. Like I had a piece tonight that I'm definitely gonna add some stuff to make the where I caught in the light some pieces to do some finishing on. So lighting is a double-edged sword. We need it because we need to be able to see that I'd rather the next show during the auction. I'd rather, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely do it during the auction. I'm not saying not to, but I didn't see a whole lot with hers that was super bad. Like she was saying, these were really rushed, and I felt like they were rushed for you, but I couldn't see that. I thought that some of the dimensions and the things that were in there were definitely pretty darn cool. Um, so, but yeah, double-edged sword on that lighting. But here's the thing, if you don't have that lighting, then you can't really show off the beauty that is resin, right? The beauty that is resin. Yeah. Okay, so here's who is next? Then It's All Art, y'all. I think that's the best show I've ever seen from you. It's All Art, y'all. It really was amazing. Your pieces were fire. Fire. I always love your yes, pressure pots. They are your friends. She's saying pressure pot friends, but pressure pots are your friend too. Yeah, It's All Art, y'all. Everything was divine. It was amazing. And I think it's funny that we chose the same song. So, of course, you have to pay tribute to Kenny Rogers when you're doing a song selection, right? It had to be Dolly or Kenny. And I love that we chose the same one. So that was fantastic. There were several of your pieces that I would say were definitely showstoppers of the night. So great job. You killed it. And then we had Bent. Guys, how amazing of an artist is he? How cool is the vibe in his show? Am I right? Did I not tell you guys that he's just one cool cat? Yes, he really is. So if you have not gotten a Bent Mandrel ink pen yet, you should definitely go and get one. Save up for it. Yes. Are they pricey? Yes. Are they a lot of work? Yes. Are they worth the money? Heck yes. So please go in and save your money and go and buy from him soon. He is actually also on the 10 for 10, the 10 for the win challenge. I think he might probably still be on trying to get his 10. He does sell little mushrooms. He has things in his shop. He is going for 100 sales this night as well. So we'll probably raid into him after this if he is still on. So please go in and support him. He's a veteran of our services, and he's also just a really active and good part of this community. So he's amazing. I loved his watermelon pen. I think I did like the zebra pen. I think it sold, but I liked the watermelon pen because I love the watermelon crawl, right? So then he rated into Uniquely Me Resin. And guys, that was such an awesome show. I love to see people bidding for her pieces because she loses her ever loving mind anytime it happens. And I always tell her, stop fighting it. Stop arguing with them. Let them bid up your stuff. It's worth it. They're amazing. They're beautiful. So come on, let them fight for your stuff. So I was so super excited to see her have a bidding war for her stuff because, like I said, it's awesome. She works really hard. She worked really hard on all of her things. I thought they were amazing, great, inventive. It was just a good night for her. So that was pretty cool too. Did she sell out too? Wait, did she sell out, guys? I know she had 3 things purchased. I didn't think so either. Yeah, but I know for sure she had 3 things sell, so that was great. Okay, and then Holly. Oh my goodness, to be introduced to a new art. What was it called? Fracking? Oh my goodness. That is so beautiful. I'm so proud of her for coming on after having an emotional phone call beforehand. Fractal burning. It's gorgeous. I can't wait to see more of her work, and I think she adds an element to our group that nobody is doing. So to have somebody come in and be different and inventive like that was superb. She wrote me before and she's like, I don't know if this is going to be the thing. I mean, it's everything is resin. I'm like, as long as it has resin in it, honey, you are a resonator. Bring it on. And I'm so glad that she still stuck it out and came through because that was an amazing experience to see one being made firsthand and then to see the finishing product. And I think she did really well on her sell and her first train also. Then she rated into Brian Weasley. Brian Weasley. Brian Weasley did so good for his first show. I loved it. Oh, you're still up. What are you doing awake? You're going to be sorry tomorrow. You did fantastic. Your pieces looked great. I do encourage you to go back and watch your shows too because you're not used to showing from that area. So you can see, I think there was a couple of times where you did a Rochelle and you were down here showing the piece. So when you're forward facing, which so few of us actually face forward, a lot of people face backwards. But if you're showing down here, don't be afraid to bring it up in front of your face. Everybody is okay with that. Everybody's okay with that. Piggy, we don't get to beep him. We don't get to squeak him right now. There's no reason to squeak him, but you know what? We can squeak this one. Okay, so yeah, just go back and watch your show and see what can I do better to hold my hands, and then I'm going to show you how to run something at a different time. So thank you. So we can show you a different time, how to run a different time, because when you're running a regular show you want to run around 15 to 20 seconds. If you do 30 seconds or more, people do get bored and they walk away, unless like tonight we wanted to run pieces for a little bit longer because they should have a backstory. And how did you guys feel about talking about your pieces for longer? Tell me how that felt. How did that feel, guys? Resume, I don't know if you were here, but this was Splish Splash. I was taking a bath. You always do. Yes, you do. You loved it. I love that too. Hey, you know what? When you cry, your chat will cry with you. I mean, how many times have y'all cried with me during the wolf pack? Or at least got that emotional feeling with me. Tracy, you do really good job. Um Resume, you were doing fine. 2 minutes is a bit long. 2 minutes was the that was kind of a standard to say each piece you have 2 minutes for. That means setup, running, maybe run a giveaway in between there. Didn't necessarily have to run them for 2 minutes, but that was kind of a guide. I found I ran, I think, a couple of mine at 1 minute and 30 seconds. I still ran out of time. Because I couldn't find the light switch to turn the light back on. My keys are not backlit, so I couldn't figure out how to get back to do the raid. That was my bad. It's bad when the conductor actually is late to send people in. So I do apologize very much for that. So yeah, getting to talk about your pieces, getting that emotional feeling, whether it's joy or whimsy or happy or sad or frustrated, like, I mean, I told you guys this is the hardest darn thing in the world to get out of the mold. And I said I had another one. And as I was trying to fix it, I cracked and broke it, and I had to pour another one. And then I didn't, I have pretty bad arthritis in my hands, and I was like, oh my God, I don't have Brian here to help me unmold this. So the frustration of it is just the frustration of having that piece and talk about it. It's a bonding piece. Yeah, the emotional part is tough. It is tough. And but if you can get people to bond with your pieces as much as you do, they're going to buy because they want a piece of you. They want to own a piece of custom resin creators heart and soul that goes into that piece. Brian, we are so thankful that you were on the train. Of course, we're letting you going to be on. You're going to have to be on all of them now. Not just as a background person, but have your own space and create and do really well. So you're a very talented person. You have great ideas, and it's good to see your ideas be yours and not something that you said, you know what you should do. I loved it. So I'm very proud of you tonight, hun. Okay. So then after Brian, we went into, now you're expected. We're going to have to do it. Then we went into Brian came into me, and guys, I had so much fun. Thank you for allowing me to be the goofball that I am, and sharing some of the songs of my life. I kind of went with a couple of pieces that I had, that an idea in my head that I've been wanting to create for a long time. I've been thinking about this clock for so long, for so long. Did I say a bad word? I have wanted to make the gambler clock for a long time, so this was the perfect opportunity. And also the Sesame Street piece. I've had the Sesame Street guys for a while. I found a couple more of them this last month at the Dollar Tree, and I was like, okay, it's on. Now, what am I going to do to make this? Oh, I do need to run the soap. Thank you for sharing that. So, yeah, so that was pretty cool. I probably said bad word. That's okay. If you, as long as you have your explicit on, and it's after hours, we tend to always say bad words in our shows. So thank you again for allowing me just to have fun with my little space. And then I rated into Mirave. I loved it. The chicken dance was awesome. Loved all of the pieces. Let's see, the banger of the night. Um, oh, uniquely me resins definitely was the KFC. I forgot to say that. Your first song was actually Romper Room. Yeah, I really wish you would have been on tonight, Simplify. I really wish that you had the time to come in and be there. Midave, I loved your cats. They were. I've never thought of using the I don't know. I just seem to always pour boring cats. Like we all, I think a lot of us have this little fat headed kitty. I don't know how you get them out. I have to give them to Brian to unmold. But I loved the shimmer and the shine, and I also really loved how you presented it. How you were able to actually present the colors. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was amazing. And I love the darn chicken. Yeah. Oh, I love it. I thought about running a cat. I was gonna do the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon, and I was like, that's too so predictable, right? So predictable, but I didn't do it. Um, so that was but beautiful. And I think that those are gonna be an easy seller for you if they didn't sell tonight. I kind of miss if they sold because um honestly, I had to go to the potty. So that was the tiny I ran out of the room and I came right back in and I saw most of your pieces, but I think I missed one. But that was my favorite, and the chicken. Loved it. Cat scratch fever, that's a good one. And then she transferred into Handcrafted by Susan, who is always amazing. I'm so sorry, Handcrafted, that you had a rough night tonight. And I want to tell you how much I appreciate you coming through when you didn't feel good. We all know how that feels. We've all done it, but you could have easily said, no, I'm not going to show up. And, we would have got it covered. We would have understood, but you were just not going to let us down tonight. And I so appreciate you for that. And your stuff is always, always that finished, beautiful stuff that we love. So I hope that you get to feeling better. I hope that you could never quit. I love that. I hope that you get to feeling better. That if there's anything that we can do, we are here for you. I wish I lived closer. I just wish I lived closer to you. But all of your pieces tonight were great. And you chose some great songs. And Maddie chose some great songs. There you have, let's see. There you see her sitting there across the way. She don't have a lot to say, but there's something about her. I love that song. I love that song, and I love that crab. I can't believe you still have that crab because it's one of my all-time favorite pieces. Yeah, and that crazy chicken. Yes. So you got that piece. That's also been one of my all-time favorites that she's had because her shows are a whole lot like that crazy chicken family. Oh, so you have more than one. Okay. I love it. So that is a very true to Susan Trey. So I'm glad that one of those sold tonight. So then she transferred into It's All Art, y'all. And how did you pull out the most beautiful pieces on your second run? Oh my God, that horse tray. That horse tray is something else. Never. I don't know how that poured that way. I think it's brilliant. I think it's gorgeous. Yes. Ah, yes, that's awesome. So, yes, you are so flippin' talented. We're not pulling out the bar of soap, but we all wanted to say the other F word. And then not only that, but you're so personable. And I think that this is, yes, yes, the wolf tray. I'm just a little bit bitter that I did not have money to buy that tray, even though you have sent me the most beautiful of those wolves. I still wanted it. Simplify. Eat the soap. Eat the soap. I don't even have it in here. I thought I had it on my desk. It's been here for the longest time. But yeah, you got to eat the soap, bud. The wolf tray was gorgeous. And I never thought of putting them, even though they are a flat back, I did not think about that being a tray. Not one time did I think about that. So amazing. I always appreciate and love your work. And then the guys, the geodes in the background, you have to go back in and buy every one of her geodes except Marsha's. Don't buy hers, okay? Don't buy hers. It's off limits. It's her birthday week. Um, they are stunning, absolutely stunning. And she did not show them tonight. So please go in and bookmark and follow her immediately because if not, you are going to be missing out on some great stuff. She's going to be teaching some classes for us in the future, so be looking for that. She is very, very talented. It's all art, y'all. It's all art, y'all. And then she transferred back into Crafty Bliss, who I thoroughly enjoyed your second show just as much because you still had those emotions, talking about your pieces, and that you had a bond to each one of the songs. Absolutely loved it. And I think you did good on yourselves tonight. Did you get to your 10? I know we couldn't get to our 10 tonight because we only had 5 items. Watched her making the crystals? Yes, she's awesome. Kryptonite was actually my favorite of the second show for sure. I thought that was a beautiful piece as well. I mean, it was the perfect green for Kryptonite. So absolutely, I agree. I agree totally. And that one is stunning in the light. Very, very stunning. Did that one sell? No. Okay. So hey, guys, you can go back in and get it soon. And then you can go in and steal the one from Mark Wills from Simplify. I'm just kidding, Simplify. I'm just kidding. Nope, he said. Okay, and then after it's all art and crafty, we went into King Pinky, and it's his birthday week. And guys, he was so nervous to do. He already took it. He was so nervous to do this raid train, and he stepped outside his comfort zone, and he did amazing. And I encourage you guys to go back into his shows because he is still learning. He did so well, I thought. He's still learning, and I think that his pieces, I've told him this personally, and I'm going to tell all of you the same. His pieces are so unique and creative. They are, oh, yes. Okay. I'm so glad. Oh, that's custom creations. We're talking about him next. So the King Pinky is the one with the crystals in all of his pieces that glow and do amazing things. So here's the thing that's different about King than all of the rest of us. First of all, he knows his crystals very, very well. He is able to tell you what crystals are in it. He is able to tell you how he created the piece. He talks to yes, yes. He talks to the pieces as he's making them. You just feel that connection. Yes. You feel that connection with every piece that he makes, and you feel that thoughtfulness that he puts into every one of his pieces. And he does something unique with his pouring of those that creates beautiful textures within the piece, if you will. Whereas like I'm a solid pourer. Like I do put embellishments in my pieces, but my pieces are not going to have the dimensions that his have. And then to have the crystals inside of a, yes, thank you. It does really help new sellers. To have the crystals inside of that, and for those who believe in the powers of crystals, which are naturally given to us, they are enhanced by resin. So to get a piece from him and his family, one, it helps to support his family. Two, it helps you to get a coolly, truly unique piece. They were. I mean, and then the glow. He always has some element of glow in it. So he shows on Thursdays. I I I know these things because he's very consistent. He's very consistently showing on Thursdays. But he also pours a lot of the candles for his wife, who is Raven's Dagger Company. It's Raven's Dagger Co. So he's also a very talented candle artist as well. And so when you go into either one of their shows, his name is King Pinky 82. Yes. When you go back into any of his shows, or his wife's shows, which is Raven's Dagger Company, you're also going to see the resin creations popped out too. So please go and follow him. I thought he did really good for his first train. And I think fighting through the nerves, he did really, really well. And I'm super proud of him. I could not be prouder of him. I feel like a mama bird. Okay. And then he transferred into custom resin creation. It's creator, custom resin creator. He did his very first raid train tonight too. And I know him well enough. I can tell you he had a little bit of nerves going on at first. There's a lot of other things that went on in this one to be a first raid train. It wasn't as simple as here is my piece. I'm gonna run it and you slide it across the table and you pick up this is my piece and you run it and you slide it across the table. There's a lot more to one like this where you get to share in your emotions, you get to share in the song, you have that playing in the background, that's a technical thing. There's so many elements that he balanced tonight. Sorry, it's not that I'm tired, my ear needs to pop. So he really did rock it. He really did do good, and I was very proud of him. I thought his pieces looked fantastic on the screen. He had great lighting, and again, he's got that type of personality that draws you in even though you guys did not see his face. You have no idea what he looks like, yet you feel like you know him. When you go into his shows and you talk to him, he's very open, he's very funny, he's very witty, and when he comes into your shows, he's also very supportive and very caring. So he's a great artist. I think he is definitely an up and comer for our trains and in our community. I think he's going to be a born leader. Plus, he works really hard. He's going to school full time, carrying a loaded schedule, and still participating a lot in the things that we do here. So I adore the kid. I think he's great. He's always going to be the kid to us, I think. And then he went into Resin Mascara Mary, who stole the show tonight with a 100% sell out. And why wouldn't you? Your pieces were amazing. They were, there's a couple of those that were my favorite that I've been seeing of yours for a while now. So I'm glad to see them find their regular home. For those of you who don't know, I love to buy other resin artist stuff. Um, I have just got to watch my wallet right now, or a lot more pieces would have sold tonight. If I had a full-time job other than this one, I would be buying you all out. We would have had a sold out show for everybody tonight, but I just can't do it. So I'm supporting the best way I can, and that is to do trains like this and help and education and all of the things. But Mary, I wanted everything that you showed tonight. I love the SpongeBob piece, or it's Patrick, because I watched you create that one. And that is the good thing about doing shares on live, guys. I see a lot of you that are out there. You wanted a crystal piece, yeah, from King Pinky. They're really good. I wanted several of his tonight. I was glad to see one sell, um, but I also wanted it. So I was like, maybe I could go back and get it later. I do have one of his pieces up here, so I am very glad that I have one already. So, oh, I didn't know you guys are still here. I have a piece of hers too is up here. This is my wall, guys. I'm telling you, I am a very avid buyer of other people's resin as well. And every once in a while, when we're doing a raid train like this and a wrap up, I will walk you through the Hall of Fame and show you guys all the amazing work. But there were pieces I wanted. Okay, it finally popped. Sorry. I have TMJ, and this jaw doesn't lock up on me, but it swells and it puts pressure on the inside of my ear. And then I have to pop the ear. Otherwise, I can hear myself echoing in my own head, and it is actually painful. As you can see, I have a little bit of pain going on in this eye because I needed to pop that ear. And now I feel better. Okay, so Resin Mascara Mary, my favorite piece of the night was the dragon. Absolutely love that. Love that fire in that whenever it shows. I think you did a very smart thing by thinking, okay, there's too much light in this room. I'm not going to show it. But then you grabbed the black light. And once you grab that black light and people see that glow and they see what you were talking about and they see that reference to, oh my gosh, she is right. It looks like fire. That's when your piece sold. So, if you guys learned anything tonight, I hope that you learned that when you are talking about your piece and you're selling it to yourself, sell it to others. Because the second you proved what you said about that piece, I mean, we all wanted it. We all wanted it. I wanted it before it glowed, but I had also seen it one time before and thought it was amazing. So I'm really, really glad that you grabbed that light and went ahead and went through it. If you guys have a piece that that you know is amazing, and I could have swore I've seen that before. Did I see you pour it? Maybe. I don't know. It was fire. It was enjoyable. Um, But you do have quite a few glow pieces. I may be confusing it with something else, but because you tend to love the glow powders as much as all the rest of us resin artists. But if you have a piece that you know has a special element to it, make sure that you have a way to show that special. You just unmolded it. Okay. Ah, okay. Well, you do them very well. Do them very well. And the color choices in that one was superb. Superb. If you know you have a piece that has an element to it, and I've done this before so many times myself. I'm like, this one's gonna have this, or that one, this is what I was gonna do. And then I wind up doing it before I ship it. But how much better would it be if it were completed and done to say, this one has a glow element, let me show you, or this one has a crystal in it, let me show you the crystal. So have a way to show those showcase pieces and to have um that creme de la creme shown, and I guarantee you that will help your piece to have more friction. And because one of the things that sets us aside from a lot of the other things on whatnot is that we do have the power of glow. Right? I mean, yeah, you've got the uranium glass people, they do glow. The marble people, they'll show a glow. But we have the power to harness that glow in ways that we want to, not just a solid piece of glow, but we can actually make those glows move. We can actually give them that light, that movement, um, that that extra little thing that can't happen in any other type of art that's out there. So yeah, let's use that to our powers. Let's use it, guys. And then she transferred into Calico Cat Resin Art. And first of all, Calico, you have the sweetest voice. You sound just like a little princess singing. Not like me. I screeched out a disco song. This is why disco is dead, because nobody can hit that staying alive note. Nobody but the Bee Gees, okay? That is very much of their song and their song alone. And I should not have tried it, but I loved my disco ball and I wanted to share it with you guys. So this is this is where you shine, Gina. First of all, you always have such a beautiful voice. You have just such a sweet selling style. Going into her room is always such a good vibe. She's always there to have a good time, but she's also there to share herself. She shares her heart when she shows. Yes, princesses can like Metallica. I mean, listen, Dolly Parton has got is just been indicted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and she's singing rock and roll, baby. So yes, and she is the princess and queen of the entire country world. So yes, you can own Metallica as a princess, my dear. First of all, I also love your ears. I was like, I need the hats. I need the hats. One thing that I also really, really loved about your stuff tonight is I love the finishing touches. I don't know if you guys caught it, but did you catch the eyes on the frog? Perfectly done. That frog looked like it could reach through the screen and give me a big lick on my cheek. He was stunning. Stunning. I mean, if you can hold on to him, which I don't think that you can, he is going to be perfect for the next raid train or the next exhibition that we have. Um, she does have an amazing park, yes. You missed the frog. Oh, it was so good. So here's the thing. Go and follow and bookmark Calico Cat Resin Art. And when you go into her show, you can I don't know if she has that in the bin or not, but it is a bullfrog. Yes. Budweiser. It's amazing. So I love the finishing touches. For me tonight, it was the bullfrog. The bullfrog was definitely my favorite piece, for sure. It was just not a piece that anybody else could tackle and make look that pretty, being that textured of a bullfrog. He was stunning. He was very pretty for a bullfrog. You nailed it. You nailed it. And thank you so much also for sharing your heart with us tonight. I've been in your shows recently, and I want to say thank you for sharing your heart with us always. Um, if you've never been into any of Calico's shows, she is on the west coast, excuse me, on the west coast. So she is hard for a lot of us to catch because I know there's a lot of us that are in the central and the eastern time zone, but she shows in the very wee hours of the morning for us. But she's also somebody that you can go into and you're always going to learn something new about the resin art itself. You can learn a style of selling, and also she teaches while she creates. She talks about her pieces and teaches while she's showing. And getting to know her has just been a pleasure, and she's had a really tough time of things in the last several months. She is working really hard to reach her goals, so I would ask you guys to please bookmark and follow and attend all of her shows, even if it's just create to create more people in the room, to tap on the screens, to increase the algorithm so that she can reach her financial goals, to get the things that she needs. And then also just to be company. We all love company in our shows. It's definitely important. And then plus, you guys are going to find a new friend in her. I guarantee you're going to find a new friend. So, yes, the community in the room does really help a lot. So, and then not only that, guys, but she sells some of the cutest things. Like one minute she'll be showing resin, and then the next minute she has this beautiful little, highly embellished, sparkly little critter. And you're like, why do I have to have that? I never knew something like that existed, but now I have to have it. You guys are hell on my wallet. I'm telling you. I've literally had to stop myself though, because I'm like, okay, I do like electricity and I do like groceries. So I've had to monitor my wallet. Okay, and then she transferred back to me, which I'm thankful for. So I really enjoyed this train a lot. I hope you guys did too. I think it was one of our better trains. And I think it was one of our better trains in selling as well. I think that quick movement of the 15 minutes, that is very helpful. I know it is so hard to cram ourselves into a 15-minute time frame. I am a long haul seller, guys. When I do my regular shows, I'm on for at least an hour and a half to 2 hours. Yes, they prove that sales happen better in the last in 2 hours time. Whatnots demographics say that in that second hour you will have more sales. You're on for 8. I know you are really in there for the long haul, and sales like that, they do happen in those long shows. But also when you create a passion around something like this, and you create a passion around the quick moving parts, for instance, 15 minutes and you move to the next person, and 15 minutes you move to the next person, 10 minutes you move to the next person. That's how those bigger trains keep that momentum of people in their show. I don't know if you guys caught this. We did not slip under 20 but maybe a couple of times. We stayed over 20 in our rooms for a long time, and that's been pretty rare for our resin shows. So I definitely think that 15 was great for this exhibition. We do have raid trains coming up that are going to be 15 to 20. Yeah, it makes a difference. It really does make a difference because, you know, um when you have a 15-minute time frame, people are more likely to stay there. If it's not their vibe, because not everybody is for everybody, right? I'm off the walls. Like, I am a crazy person and I'm not for everybody. I mean, the first time I squeak a pig in somebody's face, they're like, you know what, I'm out of here. But you know what, she's only on for 15 minutes, so I'm going to go to the bathroom, grab a drink, come back, and the next artist will be on. So we're not everybody is everybody's vibe. So 15 minutes, people are more likely to stay in and to move forward. So yeah, we definitely, I think there was a point where we were over 40. So, or at 40. I think we were at 40. So I think that tonight proved that those fast moving trains, especially for the exhibitions, were we at 50? Woo! I love it. That it makes me happy. Okay, so here's the thing. I think that proves the point that, for at least for the exhibitions, when we do those 5 pieces and we do them in fast rapid fire, not only does it challenge us as sellers, but it also challenges the buyers, and it creates a frenzy where they're like, I better swipe, I better swipe, I better swipe, because they only have 5 items and I want something from this person. So I think that that's perfect for these exhibitions. And we definitely are going to stay at 5 pieces and 15 minutes. You guys will get more comfortable with, because I hated 15 minutes. And now I'm getting where I will get on a raid train and I'm like, wow, this one's an hour. And for resin artists to do an hour, unless it's like selling items like off, like we did a clear the shelves a while back. Of course, we have enough things to do to clear the shelves all day long, right? But when you're creating specifically, like for tonight's show, I can tell you guys that I said this earlier. Brian and I went through a gallon of resin for this show tonight. A full gallon of resin. Um, this hunka burning love right here was almost half a gallon of resin. So I'm definitely gonna want to only have 5 pieces whenever you have pieces that you're creating that are your masterpieces, like that, right? You want to make sure that you don't over create inside of a certain theme so that you're stuck with something later on that you might or might not be able to sell. I know this little baby's going to sell somewhere down the road, so I'm not extremely hurt about it, but I am so excited you got it too. But if you didn't see the bubble, let me just share that one more time. Look at the bubble right here. How did that happen? Why? And this is how you keep your light from breaking. That is a keeper. It is super cool. So, if somebody really was insulted by that, I was actually thinking of finding a way to protect this and adding a piece here. So we'll see. I think I wanted to go and get the dinosaur and add that there, so it'll cover up his little butt faux pas. You did he sell? Did your alien sell? I loved that. Yeah, we do bond with our pieces, right? This one I'm really in love with. I was trying to figure out, why could I see the pour there? That's not the pour, that's the background that I put in to cover the lights. Because there was an abundance, as you can see, the abundance of lights. Dolphin girl, you're like, wait, did I have that? Yeah, I know. You have to make nothing ever never we never go back and actually make the things that we want to make for ourselves over again. I do not have any of my own wolves. Not one. And the stories are amazing and bonded directly to my heart and soul, and I don't have one of my own. But I've adopted plenty of my friends. So it's tough. It's tough. All right. So it was a fantastic train. The next one is 417? Is it 417 for 5 frogs? Okay, 417 for 5 frogs. So we're talking exhibition here, only exhibition, and then we'll talk about the other one. So the exhibition, the next one will be 5 frogs. And that was the choice. We threw subject matter out there, and it is going to be 5 frogs. So guys, dig through your mind. It does not actually have to be a physical frog. It can be a depiction of a frog. It can be it has to contain a frog in some way, shape, or form. It could be a card, it could be a piece of jewelry. The card has to contain resin, but you can turn cards into jewelry very easily. It can be a tray, it can be a barrette, it can be anything as long as it contains a frog. It is going to be interesting because I think the big thing is going to be, how am I going to set myself aside, and how am I going to make this mold that I know so many of my other friends have and shine. It's a very, very, um very select subject matter for sure. We haven't been that precise down into an individual thing. We did 5 different objects, a skull, a skull. I don't remember now, but we did 5 in one show, which gave you, free reign to do 5 different objects of 5 different subject matters, and that was pretty cool. Very, very diverse, very different. In fact, we didn't even have but one mold repeat, and I think that was the cat again. So the frog is going to be very interesting. So we'll see. I think the registration on that's going pretty well. So spread the word on that to other resonators and say, hey, if you like creating frogs, this next exhibition is for you. Now we are filled for the next raid train. Our next actual raid train is, yes, you do. I need to know your colors. Um, the next raid train is the 24th of this month, which is next Tuesday, and we are doing Slay Season of Slay. You will not be able to guess all of the many different things that will come out of that, because it's a broad, wide open subject matter that the artist will have creative reign on. So I'm excited about that. I know there's a lot of people who are out there creating right now. Hey, welcome in, Purple Passion. They're out there creating right now, and I want to tell you, if you want to be a part of that train and you create resin, please let me know and we will open other spots up. I actually do have 2 openings. I have one 15-minute session to be split with somebody who's brand new. So I do have that one. And then I also have one 30-minute position, because I have an artist who's willing to bump into a 15-minute spot, and that will open up a 30-minute spot. Gotcha. Well, I'm so glad that you did. The theme is the season of sleigh. So it's going to be anything having to do with the March, April, May season, like the whole season of spring. So blooms, flowers, animals, um, I mean, it really can just be about anything as long as it's made of resin and you can figure out how to put it into the season. You've got husband doesn't come before resin. I'm just kidding. It's my husband's birthday. I get it. I get it. Um, yeah, yeah. So you just have to figure out a way to spin that. So please, if you have any questions about that, reach out in the Discord. If you are not a member of the Discord and would like to be a resonator and you create resin, you are more than welcome to send me a message, and I will be more than happy to send you the link on that so you can join up and follow all the fun that is our daily Discord. Um, we have up and coming shows. We have a safety show coming up on the 31st where we're going to talk about all the things you need to be thinking about when it comes to resin. I have seen a lot of artists out there doing some things that can be detrimental and dangerous to your health for the future. So we thought a safety lesson would be appropriate really soon. Coming up in the 1st of April, we have first week, sometime in the first couple of weeks of April, we have a Resin 101 class for colorants, all of the things that you need to know about coloring resin, some things you may not have even thought of that can be used to color resin. We have a Resin8ors roundtable coming up. I will let you know when that is scheduled, or you can watch the Discord. If you will go into the Discord, at the very top hand corner, there is a schedule, a little calendar, and that will give you the we I need to nail down the day on that one, and I will let you know. But if you will click on that calendar right now, I think it says the 31st, but there's been a scheduling conflict and I need to change the date on that one. So click on that calendar, and that is going to be Resonator only events. Don't necessarily bookmark the time in the Discord, because the Discord does not allow me to do any other time than the Eastern time zone. So make sure that you actually will go to my shows and bookmark, because that we figured that would be the one place that you could always, if you start from me and then I transfer you into somebody else, then that gives me the opportunity to introduce the co-host, to give them a little bit of a commercial, to get everybody hyped up, to run a giveaway so that we can get people into, drop them into the next show. So if you want to find, just go to the day and then bookmark my classes. They're not necessarily my classes; they are the show's classes. All right, I'm not the end all of the Resin8ors. I'm just the beginning point for the reason that somebody had to do it. You know, so that is where we're at. We have a lot coming up and a lot going on. Plus, we also already have the April raid train. We know what it's going to be. That's our next roundtable discussion, is going to be our raid trains. And we're going to immediately after the um, let's see, probably on Wednesday after the 24th raid train. I'm going to ask the beautiful Midave Designs, who just popped in with a yay, to come in and co-host me, because she is going to be the co-conductor of the next train. She is co-conducting. Woot woot! She's going to give us her ideas, tell us a little bit about the train personally from the point of view of what where the idea came from. She's going to give you the rules. She's going to talk you guys all through what the next raid train is, and then immediately following that we will launch the um sign up, so you guys can get in that one and join the next one. I think it's going to be awesome. I'm already excited for it. We already know a little bit. If you're in the Discord, you already know a little bit about what it is, and I've already started creating for it, which is very rare for me. And so that's great. So we have all of our April stuff already planned ahead, and I'm going to start working on May. Guys, the Resonator community is great. It is just being the one-stop shop for success on Whatnot, and I hope that you guys know what a blessing it is, because there were a lot of us who were out here floating around for a really long time without really having a big community, and to see it growing like this, and having the support of other people who do resin, and being able to follow new people and learn new ideas and just be inspired by them, it has been such a blessing, and I'm just so honored to be a part of it. I'm so thankful that you guys will allow me to be the crazy son of a gun, the rootin' tootin' person that I am. So thanks for letting me be part of the leadership team, and I am looking forward to everything. I'm going to get out of here, and let's go see if we can find, has our friend, is he got his oh, customs on, but Bent is on. We're going to go into Bent. I said I was going to raid into customs at the end of my show next week. So Bent is on a mission. He is actually on my challenge to get to 10 sales tonight. So I don't know where he's at. He has 13 people in the room. He also has a 2020. Thank you. I will immediately answer that. He also has a 2020 vision quest, as you guys can see up there, which means that he'll be on at least 20 minutes a day for 20 days this month. And his goal is to also sell 10 items tonight. And he is not going to bed until he does. So let's go in, dig in our wallets, and see if we can help the brother out, right? All right. Thank you guys for everything. And yeehaw for our 5 items and our 5 songs. I think it was a tremendous night. And thank you guys all for the success of it.